Hi, Cydne.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Just let me know whenever, if we need to just wait like a couple minutes for anybody to jump on, or I'll start whenever you give me the go ahead.
Okay.
Sydney, say something.
Say something.
Oh. We're trying to get you to your volume changed.
Oh, got it. Just
Right
tell
now,
me.
you're just coming out of my laptop.
Oh, got it. Okay, just keep telling me and I'll keep talking.
Thanks.
Tell us a story.
Oh.
How
I
has
don't
your
know.
day been?
My day has been really good. How was your day?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Love to hear that. I got a new refrigerator delivered this morning.
Woot woot.
Yeah, very exciting. You know, all the fun stuff.
The only two options I have.
Got you.
I don't know whose phone number it went to.
Yeah, it really only does. I don't know, maybe this works? No,
I don't know what this one is.
I don't know what it is either. Maybe we can try my computer.
Yep.
Just let me know when you want me to talk again.
We're going to try and get a different computer because my computer doesn't want to go ahead and switch over sound.
Okay, got it. I'll
So
just
we're going to switch out here in just a second.
hold here. All good. I'll be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. If you guys are just jumping on, they're just working on audio in the training room. So we'll start as soon as they have that all set. Thanks for being here. Good afternoon already. Afternoon. Hi.
Thank you so much for doing this class today, Sydney. Really
Of
appreciate it.
course. Yeah, happy to. Happy to. I know you guys just completely like redid your training room, right? Sound, video, I think. Yeah.
Still a work in progress.
Yeah, I know. Everything is. That's
You know
okay.
how it is. We're
I
going to get there though.
know. I was actually traveling yesterday. I was up in Charlotte for some meetings. And so I was working up there and I just had my laptop and I'm so used to like my dual monitors, my mic, like I was like, how do I work off of just one machine?
Totally gets you discombobulated.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. Ooh, look at all the people. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys.
Why?
We're working on getting it up on the main screens in the
All good. Yeah,
reading room.
all good.
Fingers crossed.
All good.
And there's your close up of Grant.
I
You know,
know.
it's really weird. It's minimizing like all my screens to super tiny.
Oh, are you using AirPlay?
No,
Oh,
I'm using a display port or
Okay.
USB-C to HDMI.
sometimes that does that to me and I have no
And I use
idea.
this all the time and it never has done this.
Of course not.
Uh,
Of course. All good. We got plenty of time. If anybody in the room wants to stretch, go get a snack, hang out. We're good.
let's see.
Yes, I saw that. I haven't heard anything. I'm looking at your email now. And I see you at the bottom where it says. But yeah, I haven't gotten anything from either of them, so.
I have no idea. Go for it. Give this USB-C.
No.
I don't know if I still have that one in my.
Well, no, this isn't a converter. Yeah, good. Yeah. I'm good. I'm very tired right now, which I'm not a big fan of, I'm not gonna lie. So. It's just 3 hours time. Right. Right.
No, we've zoomed.
If you guys are jumping on, we're just trying to make sure it's projecting properly in the training room. So if you need to get a snack or answer a phone call or do anything, and we'll start as soon as we can.
Hey, Sydney, can you try talking?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me now?
Not quite.
Okay.
We're still
Let
working.
me-
We
That's
have
okay.
pictures now.
I'll continue to talk. And just let me know. Let me know. I can continue to talk.
Can you hear it now?
They
Or
can
is
hear
that
me
just
now.
on your computer up there?
Yes.
It's just a computer.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, that's Becky. I know her. Hi, Becky. This is what happens at my house when we get like a new cable box or a remote control.
There for like a half an hour, you hate technology.
I do. Yes,
I know.
I do. I know. It's the change and something different. And
It's like it just wants to mess with you.
I know. I was like settled. I was comfortable. I knew what I was doing. And then this happened. I know. Technology's awesome, right?
My apologies. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. No, you're fine. We're going to get this figured out.
Yeah. That works. Thank you. All right, Linda, sounds good. Bye-bye.
pretty. That's beautiful. What kind of, is that a tin roof? Metal roof?
Looks like it,
I was just thinking, I would like to have a metal roof if I was in the
My
woods
brother
again.
does.
Does he?
Mhm.
Does it have sound? Does it come through with the sound or did they put in insulation to the point that you don't have it anymore?
All right, Cydne, you're good to go.
I'm good.
Yes.
You guys can hear me. You can see me. We're good.
Want to try it down? Yeah.
Am I too loud now, Grant?
Yeah, no, we just got to turn our volume down.
Oh, okay. Okay. And this is recording. So whoever watches the recording, the first 16 minutes are going to be absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Cydne Seymour. I'm the regional technology trainer for the Carolinas region and excited to spend some time with you today. And we're going to talk all about custom smart plans. So just kind of the how behind it, what that looks like, just the ease of that. So we'll walk through all of that. And then if my notes are correct, I think they're doing more of an in-person workshop for anybody that wants to attend either immediately after this or at a later date as well. So here's what I'm going to do. And thank you guys for your patience while we were getting technology started. Technology is awesome when it works. That's what I always say. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. For those of you that are here on Zoom, I'll have the chat log opened on another monitor. So if you prefer to chat and ask any questions or share anything, whatever your comfort level is completely fine with me. Also feel free to unmute and ask any questions as well. And then those of you that are in person, I see you first of all. So hi everyone, thanks so much for being here. Those of you that are in person, it looks like you are not muted. So I'll really try to make sure that I'm paying attention and just checking in from time to time to see if there's any questions about anything or any conversation in the room. And Becky, are you in the room?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So if you want to maybe be like my representative, if somebody has questions or we want to dive into anything, just sometimes I can get on a tailspin. So just yell at me to stop and we can definitely dive deeper. All right. So any questions from anyone before we get started? We are good. Okay, awesome. So we are going to share my screen. Prior to jumping on with you guys, I went in and just logged into my command account. So as a reminder, you can get into your command by going to agent.kw.com. That's going to allow you to enter your username and password, and then that's going to gain access into command. So what we're going to talk all about today are smart plans. And what we'll really walk through is how to build a custom smart plan from scratch if you would like to. So just by a show of hands in the room and then on the call and in chat as well, can you guys just either raise your hand or type yes in chat if you have ever used a smart plan in command? So just a raise of hands. Oh, okay, awesome. So we have a lot of hands raised in the room. We've got some yes in chat. So thank you guys for that. So let's talk about what a smart plan is first. So in other platforms, other systems, we might hear these referred to as a drip campaign or a follow-up plan or something that you can make sure that you're staying in touch. That is what we call a smart plan. So it makes you as an agent bigger, smarter, faster, right? Better at your job. What's really interesting about smart plans is that we can have multiple smart plans that you're using in your business, because we know that you would probably want to communicate differently with a new lead that comes in from an open house or from a Facebook ad or from door knocking. That might be a different form of follow-up, a different frequency of follow-up than your friends, your family, your neighbors that are not maybe an immediate right now lead. So with that being said, we have a full library of smart plans that you can pull from. You can actually edit those libraries as well. And we can go in and we can completely create a custom smart plan from scratch. Now, before we dive into create a custom smart plan from scratch, let's talk about what a smart plan can be made of. So smart plans can be a mixture of a bunch of different things. It can be a task, which is a task that would then come to you of, hey, you need to do this activity. It could be an automatic email that goes out. And if you've never created a smart plan from scratch, there's some really nice functionality with emails that you can send out. It can be automatic text messages if you choose to purchase an account through Twilio, which is our third-party vendor that allows you to send out automatic text messages. And it can be a mixture with different dates and times between all of that. So that's what a smart plan really at its core can be. Let's talk about how you can create one and how you can use them in your business. So I'm going to get into smart plans by just going down to what looks like the little kind of check mark where we can check things off of the list. At any time, if you're not super familiar with command, you can click on the red box right up here at the top. That allows you to then see your menu of services, so you can see all of the different applications that you can take a look at. So we are going to go into smart plans first. So we're going to click right into smart plans, and I will give you really just a quick tour of smart plans first and what we're looking at when we talk about smart plans. And then we'll actually dive in with how to create a custom smart plan. So when we first go into our smart plan library, if you've never added a smart plan to your library, that's okay. This will be blank right here. It will say that you don't have any smart plans yet. Go ahead and add some to your smart plan library by visiting the library. If you have added smart plans to your library or you've created custom smart plans, those will all show right here. So let's talk about the library first, because that's where you can go in and pull a lot of smart plans in. So what I think is helpful sometimes is if we can think of an example of when we would want to use a smart plan, and I want to hear from you guys, and this is what we'll design. Would you like to create a smart plan? I'll give you two options and we'll kind of do like a choose your own adventure. So just raise your hand in the room or type A in chat if you'd like to do a smart plan around new leads. So leads that are coming in from maybe Facebook ads, your website, just raise your hand in the room if you want to do one that's around leads. Okay, I don't know that I see any hands. Okay, raise your hand. Oh, thank you. Okay, we've got a hand raised on Zoom. Thank you so much. And then raise your hand if you'd like to do a smart plan for like your SOI just staying in touch with, okay, I see hands for that. So we're going to say that that one wins, you guys. Okay, awesome. We've got more hands for that. Okay, so we will imagine that we're wanting to, like, we just want to stay top of mind with friends, family, SOI, whoever that might be. And so for that, we want to make sure that we have put them on a smart plan. All right, so let's talk about how we can do this through the library first, and then we're going to walk through how to potentially make a custom one if you wanted to go that route. So when I come into the Smart Plan library, I've got featured smart plans up here. That means that these are smart plans that have been created either by Keller Williams or by agents with the company, and they've said, hey, here's a smart plan that I created. Feel free to use it at any time. This one right here, the My Long-Term Nurture, that might actually be one that would work for this scenario that we're talking about. It says stay top of mind by scheduling regular check-ins with your contacts over the span of 6 months. And so we can see down here the steps, the duration, and how many touches happens there. So we can click right here on view steps. It allows us to see what's going to happen in that smart plan. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to link them to the monthly neighborhood nurture, which is a monthly email that sends them all the new listings in a specific neighborhood you've associated them with. It's going to wait 10 days, then it's going to put a task reminder in command for you. So you're the one that has to actually do the activity to make a phone call, wait 10 days, have you do some sort of interaction task with them, wait 10 days, send a text message, and then it just continues to repeat 6 times. If this is a smart plan we liked and we wanted to add that to our library, we could just click add smart plan, and that would then be added to our library for us to use as it is or make any edits to as well. But let's say that we're like, well, that's a nice smart plan, but I kind of want to continue to take a look. I can come down here, I can look at all of the Keller Williams smart plans, any that they've created that you can use. I've got top rated smart plans down here. So these are ones that have a lot of downloads that people have published to the library recently. And then we have the newest smart plans that you'll always have here. Now you've got close to 2,000 smart plans that you can choose from, which is a ton. So one of my favorite features is this search bar right up here. And I always search by description. So I'm actually going to search by, we're going to do 36 touch and just see if anything comes up. Awesome. So we've got 36 touch for referral agent partners, 36 touch for sellers, reconnect, seller 12-month nurture. So we've got all of these that we can use together. Part 1 of 36 touch new leads, 38 touch, 36 KWRI pre-built plans. So we might look at that one from Fred. That seems kind of interesting. So we're going to come in and just take a look at these. So I actually want to come right up here to this one. This was published a couple 2020. So there might be some old content in there, but I still want to take a look at it. So I'm going to click on view steps. And so it's going to add them to the quarterly call plan, which we'll talk about what that is in just a moment. Then it's going to wait a day. Then it's going to add them to the biweekly neighborhood nurture, add them to another smart plan, birthday smart plan, home anniversary. So it's really just sending them some content and details. So if we liked that smart plan, all we would do is choose add smart plan to our library, and we'd be able to use that one. But let's say that we are okay with these smart plans, but we want to build and create our own, because I know that's what we want to talk about today. We'll walk through that right now of how to create your own smart plan. And this is where I'm going to ask for like just a little bit of engagement from you guys. So let's say that we wanted to do a smart plan. We wanted to create a smart plan for your SOI, for your database. And we want it to be a mixture of emails, phone calls, and task reminders. What do we want the first touch to be? Do we want email? Do we want a text message? Or do we want a phone call? What do we want the first touch to be?
A phone call or an email?
Okay, so let's do this. Why don't we start it with a phone call and then we'll drop an email in after. So all I've done is I went in and I'm going to create a custom smart plan. And then you'll notice that once I just named it Garner Smart Plan Class, very, very clever name there. And then over on the right, we've got all of the different actions that you can add to this smart plan. So it's almost just like building blocks that we're going to put in there together. So we're going to say that the first thing that we want to do is we want to make a phone call. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click right over here where it says make a phone call. And then that action is going to be added to this smart plan. Now, to make it really easy on yourself, we're going to say, okay, this phone call is due today. So if I added someone to the smart plan today, it would tell me today I need to call them. If we want to push that out a little bit, we say, okay, I'm going to actually add them to the smart plan today. And then I want to make a phone call to them a week later. I can say it's due in X number of days. So I'm just going to put a week in there. Here's a little like cheat sheet for you. Under the task name, even though the contact will always be associated with it, when you're on the go, let's just make it really, really easy. And we're going to say that the task name is to call. And then you've got merge field right over here. So we're going to click on that and we're going to add contact first name. Then we're going to put a little space right after that. And we're going to say contact last name. And what happens there is when I get this task reminder in the name of the task, it's going to say, call Cydne Seymour. So I don't have to then go into the actual task and see, well, who are the people that I need to call? It's going to show up nice there on the task. And then under the task description, I'm going to say, make a phone call. This is just like maybe memory for you. So you're the only person that's going to see this. This is the beginning of the SOI. We'll call it like a 36 touch. Question?
Did you pick a particular smart plan?
So I just, sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just went in to create a new one, which we're not going to really create the whole one right now. If you want to walk through step by step, you can. I think you guys are doing something maybe after for that as well, because this will take a little bit of time. But I'll walk you through how we can create a custom one. So when we go into Smart Plans, all that I did is click right here on create at the top right. And then you just have to give that name, that smart plan a name, hit apply, and then that will take you to the next screen right here where we can drop all of these actions in.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. You're fine. So I just put in the task description to make a phone call. This is the beginning of the SOI 36 touch smart plan for your SOI friends and family. So just so we have some sort of indication of what sort of phone call we might be making, what we want to remember. And I'm actually going to trigger myself down here and I'm going to say, be sure to add any notes about your conversation to their contact record. So just that when that task comes across to me, I see I need to call this person. It kind of triggers for me that whatever conversation we have, I want to make sure I take all of those notes and I enter it under the contact record in command after I've had the conversation. So any questions from anyone on just creating the smart plan and then adding that first step before we go into adding additional steps? We're good. Okay. So we said that the first one that we wanted to do was to make a phone call. And then the second one I heard we'll do email. How much time would you want to pass before that email is then going out? So do we want a month in between? Do we want shorter? Do we want longer? What sort of duration would you like? Okay. So I think, did I hear 2 weeks?
1 week.
1 week?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go with 1 week. So we're going to add a delay in between these two steps. So the first step that we did is to make the phone call. I can always click on this little save button right down here. That just saves that one step to make sure that if something happens, all of our work has been saved. We're always going to build in actions from these over here. So we're going to say that we want to set a delay. And then you'll see that it's going to take me to 1 day, but I actually want to push that out. I want to do this another week. So now they're going to get a phone call from me, and then 7 days later, they're automatically going to get an email from me. So I've set the delay. The next step that I want is to send an email. So we're going to do the same thing. Remember, actions on the right is what we can always pull into the Smartplan. We're going to send an email. Now, this is, again, not for leads. This is just for friends, family. So what type of content would you like to be in this specific email? And remember, we want to kind of, I don't want to say keep it generic, but this is potentially an email that's going out to your entire database. So we don't want to get like too specific. So what kind of email would you all like to be sent out?
Hope you and family are doing well.
Okay,
You know,
so kind of just a check-in.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you've got two options here. When we add an email, you'll notice that right down here under email type, you've got simple and you've got designs. Simple means we're just going to type. It's just going to be text. We can add links into it if we would like to. So maybe we want to use this for that. We're going to say hi there. And I can also use merge field. So I should add that here, right? So I'm going to say hi. And then I've got right up here, these merge fields again, where I can say contact first name. So if I want it to say hi, Steve, to whoever it's being sent to, I can do that right here. I hope you are well. I won't really type a whole long email. That would be the entirety of this class of you guys just watching me type. So we can come in here, type whatever sort of email that we'd like to do for a simple email. And then we'll just put text would go here. If you want to include your contact details, an email footer, anything like that in just a simple email, we would just type that right in here. And you can very easily use merge field. So we can just do agent first name, agent last name. Any questions, or is everybody good?
And I hit that button and it didn't do much. So then.
What if we use the designs instead of the simple?
Yeah, great question. I'm going to go through designs next. I'm just having trouble hearing from the room. If there's like a specific question, I want to make sure I'm not moving too quickly, but it's kind of muffled.
What is that last question? Was it finished?
I thought you're going to designs because we're done with the email, right? I'm sorry, the simple on the email time.
She's gonna go to design next.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that.
Oh, got it. Okay. So any questions before I move on? We're good. Okay. So you would type whatever you want here, whatever sort of email. I'm just going to hit save. Oh, we do have to do a subject. Subject here. So we'll save that one. We wouldn't do emails like back to back like this, but I just want to show you that if you're creating a design email, how to do that. So I'm just going to set a delay of 1 day because we can't have multiple things going out in 1 day. And then I'm going to send an email, and now we'll go through designs. So previously we did simple. Now I'll show you if you wanted to do a design one. All we would do is click right here on designs. And then you'll notice that you get this little drop down right here that says email content. And then directly underneath it, it says select design. Now that's going to take you to, if you've never created any design templates, it's going to take you to all of these KWRI templates. You've got the ability to come down here and continue to hit that load more. So I'm just going to load all of them, and then we can really go through what you have at your fingertips here. Perfect. Okay. So we've got like promote your app. So maybe you wanted to use one like this to let everybody in your database know that you have an app that they can use to search for homes, look for homes, anything like that. You've got tons of like open house for sale, just listed, all kinds of stuff like that. You've also got, let me just scroll up, event invite, buyer lead conversion for sale. So you can use these when you take an actual listing to also email out happy holidays. Request for referral is a really nice one. Happy Thanksgiving, seller lead conversion. So let's say that we can't really see what these look like, and maybe we want to look at this one. We can do that by just clicking on the 3 dots right here.
AW. So that's frozen. Of course.
And then we can click preview. And then it allows us to see what really is in this template before we're actually choosing it. So this allows you, all of this is completely customizable, but this allows you to see what we could use for that. So I'm actually going to use that one. That's the template that I'm going to pick, because if we're using this for your SOI or referrals or database or anything like that, it's not that we necessarily want to say like, now is the time to sell. We just want to stay top of mind to them and potentially ask for more referral business. So again, how we got here is we just went in when we were in the Smartplan, we said that we wanted to use a design in our email. And then we went into the KWRI templates, and then I can search by anything up here as well. I just scrolled down and I just happen to know that that's one that I like, that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this one right now that says classic request for referral. So,
Is yours just?
For some reason, we're having trouble with ours on this end. Like I'm trying to search and it won't bring anything up
Oh, okay.
as far as anything extra.
are you in KWRI templates or your design template?
I'm in KWRI under the search bar, type in classic, and it won't bring anything up other than the 8 that are currently on my screen, and it keeps asking me to load more.
Yeah. Well, I clicked through one and let me put it on there, but now it's just spinning.
We're stuck in the circle of death. with the spinning circle of death.
Okay, so let me just backtrack a little bit. We're going to choose select design. We're going to go to KWRI templates. You do have to load more. So, and then you can use the search bar.
Yeah, so I figured I was doing the same thing as maybe.
Yeah. And I was not putting anything else except for it.
Do you want me to pause for just a second or continue to move forward?
Pause.
Okay.
And I clicked on it and opened it up again and then it pulled it up. I would love for you to
Hey guys, can we let Cydne go ahead and teach the class since it's being recorded, and that way we can go ahead and go back and watch what she does?
Yeah.
That'd be great. Go ahead, Cydne.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, it's maybe like the search is holding it up. I'm not sure, but it will only load a couple at a time. So the way that I do it is I just continue to load more. And then I just kind of, what am I wanting to use? So I know that I'm going to use this one. Let me get to it, which is the classic request for referral. Remember that at any time I can hover over them, click those 3 dots, and I'm able to preview it. But I just know that that's the one that I want to use. So I'm going to choose classic request for referral. Then that's going to take me into where I can make any edits. So while this loads, I'm going to tell you what I highly recommend is when it first loads, it's going to look like your contact information up here is not actually there, and your contact information at the bottom is not actually there. Anytime, so see how it looks like the image is not going to load properly. It looks like down here, this is not going to load properly. That's all pulling in from your marketing profile. So I can come right up here to the little eyeball, and that allows me to see exactly how this is going to look as it's sent to your clients. So I'm going to have all of my information down here at the very, very bottom. So it will all pull in properly, even though when you're first looking at it, sometimes it appears like it might not be. Now, let's say that this wording just doesn't sound like us. We appreciate that KW made this template. However, we want to make some changes. I can come right in here. I can click into the text, and you'll notice that once I click on any of the text, I get a couple options right up here. One looks like a pencil. That's the edit button. The other looks like a trash can. That's the delete button. So just be cautious with that one, because if I click that, it's completely gone. Now there is a back button, which is undo, which can be a lifesaver, but just be cautious of that. So I can click on this arrow right here and it will undo any action that I've done. But let's say that
Your content.
I just want to make sure that the text that here, like just that it sounds authentically like me, I want to make any changes. I can do that by clicking on the pencil, and then you'll see all of that text pops up over here. So I won't read this word for all of you, but it's basically just asking for referrals, letting them know why you got into real estate. If I don't like this or I want to make changes, I can do that just by taking my cursor to wherever I want to get rid of things. I can delete, I can retype details here. So I can make whatever changes I would like. I can add links, I can change the font. So if I want it larger, I can do any of that here as well. So that's where I can make any changes. There's not a save button here, which I know sometimes just feels a little bit weird. However, the done is your save. So right up here, I just need to make sure that I hit done, and then you'll see all that I changed is I wrote retype details here, and that would make changes to it. If I wanted to drop an image in, I could do that by just adding an image into this. So I can make any changes potentially that I would like to. We're just going to leave it exactly as it is. We're going to say that we made that one change. We're good with that. I have to make sure that I save. So I'm just going to hit that save button right up here at the top right. You're going to get that banner that this has been saved. I like to save twice for good measure. And then I'm just going to hit that X at the top right to get out of it. We're going to save changes one more time. And then you'll see that takes us back to our smart plan, where the first email that we did was right here, which was the simple. The second email, it tells me that I'm using a design, and this is the email content right here. This is the name. I can also edit, preview, remove, or select a new design from here. So we could go on and continue to add additional emails as well through that. I'll pause for just a second there just to see, just on adding an email with a design, what questions you guys might have around that.
How do you, if you go back to your design, like if you haven't saved it, like if you want to change your market center logo or information brokerage, how do you pull your profile so that it?
Great question. So that isn't done through Smartplans. That's done through your settings, which if you click on your name at the top right, you've got settings all right down here, and that can be changed through that. So that would reflect in new smart plans that you're creating. but all of that will be changed through the setting gear shift at the top right under your name. Does that answer that question?
Mm.
Okay, any other questions on the designs before I move into another really cool feature you can do with Smartplan? We're good. Okay, so something really nice that you can do is I can have this one Smartplan and I can say, okay, anybody that's on this 36 touch Smartplan, I want 12 of those touches to be the monthly neighborhood nurture. I want 4 of those touches to be the quarterly call Smartplan that reminds me to call them. I want 1 of those touches to be a home anniversary. I want 1 of them to be a birthday. So imagine that I could have this one Smartplan that is my 36 touch, and then I could basically drop in other Smartplans to that Smartplan, which would then allow that person to be on those Smartplans through this one. So I'll show you what I mean by that. We're going to set another delay. And this time we're actually going to set a delay because we've had some kind of like back to back, right? So we made a phone call, a week later an email went out. If we're doing this, I would say if you're doing it for leads, we would obviously want like boom, 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 back to back. But if we're doing this for referral SOI, we don't want as much quite there all the time. So I'm actually going to set a delay of, we'll do 15 days. And then I'm going to come right over here and I'm going to say, I want to add them to a Smartplan. So I'm just going to click on this button right here that says add to Smartplan. And any Smartplan that I have in my library will be an option for me to add them to. So right here, it says add to Smartplan. I can search by the Smartplan. So if you have a ton of Smartplans in your library, you might want to search for that. So we could search for monthly neighborhood nurture. And then we'll do monthly neighborhood nurture. And then I'm going to set another delay. So I'm just going to click on set delay. And we'll decide, maybe I'm going to push this one to another 15 days. I want to add them to another Smartplan. This one is going to be the home anniversary. So I'm going to do my home anniversary. And then I'm going to set another delay. And this one, I'm actually going to set a delay of like 90 days for this one. I want a longer time. And then I'm going to add to one more Smartplan. And the one that I'm going to add them to here is the quarterly call Smartplan. Save that. So let's go back just a little bit. So we started this Smartplan with, we're going to make a phone call. 7 days after I've added someone to the Smartplan, you're going to get a task to make a phone call. Then 7 days later, this email is going to go out. We could do a simple email with just text. Then it's going to perhaps send out, I wouldn't do emails back to back. That was just to show you guys how we can do simple or how we can do designs. Just put test here. We can do a design email where we're asking for a request for a referral. Then it's going to wait 15 days. And then it's going to automatically add them to the monthly neighborhood nurture Smartplan. So remember that the monthly neighborhood nurture is sent automatically every 30 days associated with a neighborhood if you have their home address. And it's a really nice email of new listings in the area, market trends. So that will be automatic. Then it's going to wait 15 days and then it's going to add them to the home anniversary Smartplan. That just means if you entered them as a contact and you entered their home anniversary date, an email would go out on that date saying happy home anniversary, and you would get a notification as well. Then it's going to wait 90 days, and we've added them to the quarterly call plan. The quarterly call plan is just a series of tasks. So every 90 days, it's going to tell you, here are the people that you need to call. So what's really nice is a lot of you might say, well, I have like multiple smart plans in my library. And instead of having them, these people are on the monthly neighborhood nurture, which is one smart plan. These people are on the quarterly call plan, which is one smart plan. You could create one custom smart plan like this, and then build all of those smart plans into this one. So you're not having to have one contact who's on 5 different smart plans. And it just makes it a little bit easier for you. So you can add any smart plan that you have in your library into a custom smart plan that you're creating. So let me just pause for a second there just to see what questions I have around adding existing smart plans in.
They're already signed up, or I have them to do the neighborhood nurture. Will this acknowledge that and merge it?
So if you were going to create a custom smart plan like this, I would completely stop the other monthly neighborhood nurture and take anybody that you have on that and just add them into it this way.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then how does this know the home anniversary? Does it just?
So you would have entered that under the contact in command. There's a little section for home anniversary.
When you are figuring out your delays in amongst these, like this last one was a quarterly call 90 days after the other one. How is that going to work on the long term? Like, because your monthly neighborhood nurture is going out every month.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't this be tied to that one in time delay?
No, it's 90 days after the step before it. So the monthly neighborhood just runs like that, runs like clockwork behind the scenes. The quarterly call plan is you doing something. So that just means every 90 days, it's going to tell you in your task list, these are the people that you need to call.
Okay.
Yeah, so if the monthly neighborhood nurture, and it can be different for each person. So if I added 10 people to this smart plan today, and let's say the monthly neighborhood nurture was the first step, then those 10 people would get the monthly neighborhood nurture on the 30th of every month. If 10 days from now, I add 10 more people to this same smart plan, it just starts when I added them. So if the first step was the monthly neighborhood nurture, 10 days from now would be the 9th. So the 9th of every month, those 10 people would get the monthly neighborhood nurture. So when you start someone on it, they always start from step 1 and they just then fall in line with that. Does that answer that question?
People have to play with it.
Yes, sir, I have no, you go ahead.
In other words, if you create this smart plan with the call and then followed by an email and then followed by the home anniversary and then the 3-month thing, a quarterly call. If you add people under this smart plan, this will be done from step 1 to up to the last one, right? It automatically gets done, right? Of course, you have to make the call and you have to do the task.
Yes. Yeah, everybody will start on step 1 of the smart plan, no matter what day you add them to this smart plan.
Okay.
So I know I heard you talking about my computer stopped spinning. So I have the monthly neighborhood nurture, and then let's say that I added a delay, but then I wanted to do the birthday thing, right? So I went to add to smart plan, but then now I don't have. Yeah, so I typed in search birthday, but nothing came up.
So the smart plan, for you to add it, you have to have that smart plan in your library. So I would have had to add that smart plan, birthday, home anniversary, quarterly, monthly neighborhood nurture, whatever it is, to your library to then add that into this smart plan.
Oh, so basically I should just go through the library and see what all I like, add everything into my thing, and then I'll have other stuff to choose from.
Correct.
Got it, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No, you're fine.
I explained it, but sometimes it takes some.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So we're gonna say that this smart plan in all its beautiful glory is one that we wanted to use. I'm gonna just choose save right up here. So making sure that I save this smart plan. So I'm gonna hit save at the top. I'm gonna hit twice for good measure. And then I'm gonna just click this arrow at the top left to get out of this smart plan. And I'm actually gonna show you, I have a preference of where to add contacts to a smart plan that I just think is a little bit easier. So you'll notice this is the smart plan that we just created together. I can pull or add contacts here. I actually prefer to do it through the contacts applet. So I'm gonna click into my contacts right here. And then that's going to allow my full database and my contact list to load. And so hopefully you guys are using tags a little bit in your contact database. I've got 212 contacts here. So let's say that I wanted to add all of these contacts to my smart plan. I could do that by clicking the box right up here. And then you'll see it tells me that I've selected 212. So I've picked all of my contacts. Now I could filter by tags. I could decide which contacts I want to add, but we're just going to go this path so I can show you something. So we'll say, okay, we've picked 212. And then you'll notice that as soon as I've picked all of those contacts, I get a little drop down right here that says select bulk action. Once I click on select bulk action, you'll notice that towards the bottom of that screen, I have add to smart plan. I'm going to click right here and I'm going to say I want to add to smart plan. And then you'll see I've got the smart plan that we just created right here. So I'm going to say, yep, this is the smart plan I want to add everybody to. And then this will tell you we've got 4 contacts that have errors. They're missing the email. So that means that any emails that you're sending, it's not going to go to these contacts. So I have a choice here to either remove these contacts that have an error or add them to the plan anyway and just say, well, the emails won't go out, but I can at least get reminded of phone calls or whatever it is. We're going to say add to plan anyway. And then this is where, if you pay attention to anything, make it be the next 30 seconds. It's going to ask you, when should the smart plan start? So number 1, I can say, just start it now. I'm fine with that. I can start it on the following date. What I highly recommend, if you have any sort of tasks that are a phone call, which the quarterly call is a phone call, and we know we started this smart plan with a phone call, I highly recommend that you use this last option, which is to stagger the start over the next few days. So if I don't pick this option, if I just say start now and then confirm, that means that when I have to make a phone call, I'm going to get 212 tasks to call 212 people on one day, which is probably not going to happen, right? So save yourself and choose stagger start over the next few days. And it tells you, okay, what's the maximum number of contacts that I can call per day? So I'm going to say that I'm comfortable calling 10 contacts a day. And so what that means is 30 days from now, when I have to make the phone call to these 212 people, day 1, it's going to say, call these 10 people. Day 2, it's going to say, call these 10 people. Day 3, it's going to say, call these 10 people. And that's going to continue until I hit that 212 number. So we can stagger that out and it'll just tell you, like, these are the people that you need to call today versus here's all 212 people that you need to call every day. So again, anything with like a touch task or a phone call or something that you guys are having to do, I highly, highly recommend we stagger that start. Then we would just hit confirm, and then the smart plan would start immediately from there and be on its merry way. And you can see through a contact record what smart plans they're on. You can also see contacts and which smart plans they're on through the Smart Plans applet as well. So you'll be able to manage all of that through there. Okay, so we are 3 minutes over, and I'm sorry for that because I know you guys have other workshops that you have, but still want to make sure if there are any questions that I do answer them. So any questions from anyone in the room or on Zoom? Good. Okay. So, oh, sorry, go ahead. Is there a question?
I have one question, but if you go ahead and respond to the smart plans, whether it's through. If they go ahead and they respond to the smart plan through Twilio or through email or whatever avenue, will it come in at?
Oh, hang on. Somebody hit mute, so I didn't hear the last part of the question. Sorry.
Will
it tell us through the little bell at the top through Kelly or through command, or how will the response come through to us so that we know?
Yeah. So great question. The email, if they respond to an email, so let's go back into the smart plan real quick. When you're creating the smart plan, you'll notice, let me just go into edit, that it'll tell you when you're sending an email, the reply to email will be right here. So whatever email address you have here, if they respond to that, that will go into that inbox there. So you would receive this through that. You will also get a bell notification, but you'll see it in there as well. If they respond to Twilio, you will also get a bell notification, and then you will get a push notification through the command app if you're using Twilio that someone has responded to a text message, and it will show up on their contact record with the full text conversation as well. So you'll see that both ways. Yeah, great question. Anybody else? Just a question before we finish.
In some of the actual smart plans that are already set up that we can do it at a smart plan too, or within designs, any of them automatically have emails already written out as far as something that we can look at as far as a possibility for creative content?
Yeah. So let me think. Keller Williams has a bunch, I think, with like midterm nurture has some, long-term nurture has email content already in there. I'm sure some agents have some as well. I just would have to honestly search through that. But KW will have a bunch in there, and then you can edit that content that's in there as well. So if you don't want to start from scratch, you can just go in and edit as well. And then I would always look at the under the what's new. These are going to be the newest ones. So that will have like, this is another one for like DTD2, which is probably just reminders, but that'll have all of that. And then you'll be able to see like 19 to connect. This will have 14 steps. 4 of them are touches, which lets me know that the other 10 are emails. So you'll have all of these in there as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys. And I think we are, I don't have the date in front of me, but I think we're doing a command app workshop in the future as well for you guys. So that there's awesome functionality you guys can use in that. So hopefully we can have you all attend that one as well. And then they'll have the recording from this one. So if you want to watch back or share it with anybody, feel free. All right. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Are you going to the front desk? Stop recording.
Does anyone on Zoom have any questions?
you know if like the girls are
Well, that's all us.